Splendid. Well, Josh, cheers for your time.
No, thank you.
Tell me firstly about your new show, which we're promoting.
Which is that's what it looks like. We've made that very clear to you. It's my debut DVD, which is basically all the best stuff I've done up till now. I'm loath to use the phrase "best of," but that's when you only know on DVD. But it's all the funniest things I've done in the 5 years I've been a stand-up. Hopefully at Hammersmith Apollo, and I'm wearing a nice shirt.
Why did you go for this approach to kind of compilation some of your best gags?
I've done this. I'm on my third tour, and so I just thought, if you've got 3 tours to choose from, you might as well shove them together into a super tour rather than a kind of I'll just do the first one and constantly be playing catch up.
Okay. Let's go back a bit. I mean, tell us about how you got into comedy originally. What made you back in pre-2008 days?
I couldn't deal with having a job in an office. I found it really difficult to...
Does that mean you're work shy?
Yeah, I'm really, really lazy. I enjoyed being a student. I thought, what's the closest job to being a student? Little did I know that it's actually more work doing stand-up than any other job I've ever had. I couldn't kind of deal with that kind of day-to-day thing, and I was like, what could I do? Well, I'll have a go at stand-up. It'll probably go nowhere. And then the first gig went well, and I think if the first gig had gone badly, I'd have quit. I think there's millions of potentially, well, not millions, thousands of potentially great stand-ups that had one bad gig and thought, this isn't for me.
And how scientific were you about what you'd be and what your brand and positioning would be? Is it like that these days?
You can't really do that, because what happens is you find out who you are as a performer by gigging. So you can't sit at home and go, what does the world need? All right, I'm going to grow my hair floppier. What you do is you just back comb it, yeah. That's the next guy. You just kind of do it, and then hopefully you kind of find out what you do through gigging, really. I wish there was a more scientific way. Turns out the way to work out who you are as a stand-up is to humiliate yourself in rooms above pubs every night for 2 years.
And obviously these days, once you've kind of got a little bit of a name for yourself on some of the initial circuits, you can get onto the TV circuit now. Has that been, do you think that's been the lucrative thing that's kind of taken you to the next step up? And
it's certainly the way people get to know you.
do they pay you for that? Is it done on a, you're going to get exposure?
You get paid to an extent. You certainly aren't going to buy a house off the back of that. I mean, we could discuss I could take you through my tax return.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind saying that. Why not?
The money is in the live work. No. All I'm saying is, if I want to buy a house, that's what you're looking at.
Agree. You've got a bit of an interest in music as well.
I have,
doing your show on XFM and whatnot. I saw you tweeted about the Mercury Music Prize yesterday.
I was
Tell us a little bit about that as well. Is that going to align with your... No, I mean, is that going to align with your comedy career going forward?
You can't do 20 minutes on Shed 7 because you'll lose the audience.
Right. Definitely. I've met him.
Have you? Rick Witter? What's he like?
He's a bit weird.
Is he? Yeah, I can imagine. But that's what... So what, you can't do 20 minutes on, like, bands or anything, but you can throw in references. Like on the current tour, I'm not bragging, but there's a reference to Sophie Ellis-Bextor, so do come and see it.
Yeah, I would.
I'm not saying that's...
And tell us about the next routine then, because obviously this is a mashup of your last 3.
Yeah, the next one is being written at the moment. The next one is currently in the notes section of my phone.
Evernote?
No, just notes. Just notes, yeah. What's Evernote? Should I be?
It's a crazy new app from the US.
Oh, I'm going to get involved in that.
It's good.
That's what I'm going to do between interviews.
How do you come up with these new routines then? Is it organic?
You just walk around and you'll find yourself complaining to someone about something, and you'll go, oh, maybe I could do that complaining on stage. You kind of you'll think something, you'll say something, you put it in notes, and then 2 weeks later when you come down to sit down to do some writing, you'll go through your notes, and most of it's utter bullshit. But occasionally, there's something you go, that's actually quite funny, and then you write jokes around that and turn it into a routine.
There are quite a few comedians at the moment that make quite a good living out of being funny about things that are actually a bit harsh on other people. They kind of take a darker twist. Do you think that there's any room in that for you in the future?
I don't think it sits well with me. Do you know what? If ever I say anything harsh, it doesn't really. People just go, oh, come on, mate, a bit harsh. Come on. Like, I think people, Like, I swear quite a lot as a stand-up. No one seems to notice. People have this fixed idea of who you are when you're a stand-up. So even if I went, I am going to drop some truth bombs about, you know, some horrible subject. I can't even say. I can't even come up with the idea.
How
of
do
it.
guys like Frankie Boyle get away with it then?
Because
they're
it
just horrible
suits their
people.
persona. No, it suits their persona. I think people want that from them. I think people come to a comedian, they see you, the first time they see you, that's what they think you're going to do, and then you're boxed in. But I don't desperately want to do any jokes about baby pee or whatever. Really don't.
Well, it is a bit like meeting a psychologist, isn't it? That you worry they're going to be analysing you, and with a comedian you worry whether you're going to become material in the future.
Yeah,
is that tough on like dating and relationships?
The worst are people who come up to you drunkenly and they'll start ranting at you and being like totally incoherent, and then it's and they go, I suppose you're going to make me material, and you go, no, I want to forget you ever existed.
I just want to talk briefly about the serious side of comedy.
Okay.
You know, now that your Twitter followers are going to be exponentially increasing week on week, did you see Russell Brand's piece that got rather a lot of
I saw the interview with
Paxman.
people.
No, he wrote a piece recently about not voting and being more revolutionary in the Guardian.
Oh, yeah.
And Robert Webb responded to it, and it's all got very kind of...
Oh, what did Robert Webb say?
Saying that he shouldn't be telling his 7 million Twitter followers not to vote. But, I mean, do you read stuff like this? Is that serious side? Because I know you've done a bit of charity-style TV work.
Well,
do you see that in the future as being something you do?
Well, I think on the last leg, not even intentionally, we've created a situation where there's kind of the serious bits of the last leg can often be the best bits. It's not just a straight comedy show. That we will, when we're writing that, we will go, what is our point of view on this? We won't go, what are our jokes, and then we'll pretend that's our point of view. We will go, this is our point of view on a subject, and we want to say what we actually think about this. So to an extent there, I don't think I'll ever be on Question Time.
No. Wow.
I don't think that's for me. I think the thing about Russell Brand is he's kind of like, he's a polymath, isn't he? He's good at he's got this mind that he's fascinated by all areas, and I mean his show currently is on the Messiah complex, isn't it? So I think that fits great with him. I don't think currently, unless something happens, I've got any right to tell people not to vote.
Who is your MP anyway?
Who's my MP?
Yeah, do you
Islington.
still live out west?
I live in Islington now. So, but I wasn't there for the last election. If it's Islington, I'd guess it would be a Conservative MP.
And do you vote, Josh?
I have done actually. Yeah, I've voted every time.
Splendid. Let's do a bit of improv on questions, because I don't know how much time I've actually got.
You've got 4 minutes.
4 minutes left. These interviews are always really... Do you find these difficult?
Well, I mean, again,
so I was surrounded by other people, and it's like
yeah,
one-on-one. It's like mastermind.
Well, they're all
questions.
it is a bit like I'm doing mastermind.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah. Good. What is your specialist subject?
It's blur.
Blur?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So
let's ask a question. Name the song which has a number in it which reached number 1.
It's song 2 and it only reached number 2.
Actually. So, look at that. I'd love to say I was testing you there. I don't even know. Why Blur? Are they your favourite?
They were the
Oasis and Blur then.
I was always Blur. Yeah, I'm from the south. They were always they were the kind of band that got me into music, and they've been someone that I've been really into. I think it's like your first love, isn't it? You never really get over your first favourite band.
No, and how have you swatted up on that? Have you just been listening to the records? Or
I've got
books.
You know? I've got a book in my bag that I'm currently reading.
Why don't you tweet Damon and ask him to
have
a
beer
with you and give you some insider tips?
Dave Rowntree, the drummer, and me have been exchanging emails about it, because someone I know, he's a fan of The Last Leg.
For some reason, when I visualise him, I can see Frankie Boyle. I don't know why.
He does look a bit like Frankie Boyle, yeah. It's all circular, isn't it, this interview? It comes back. No, we've been exchanging emails because he's a fan of The Last Leg, so he's giving me a hand.
Ah, awesome. That's cheating though, isn't it, surely? Or not? I suppose you still have to remember what he says to you.
Yeah, I suppose if your subject was someone who was dead, it would be a bit more difficult, wouldn't it, to get in touch?
Do you know when that's airing?
I think they're all out at Christmas.
Oh, brilliant. And who are you on with, other celebrities?
I don't know.
Do you
like,
just, is it like this? Do you go
I'm
in
hoping like,
it's all dark?
I hope I don't turn up and it's like Stephen Fry, Richard Dawkins and Simon Singh. Yeah, come on, guys.
Okay, those three guys, what would their specialist subjects be?
Stephen Fry would be Norwich City, maybe? I don't.
Yeah.
Oh no, Stephen Fry's done it. He did Sherlock Holmes.
Of course he did, yeah.
Richard Dawkins would be
God.
needless anger,
Yeah.
probably.
Polytheism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon Singh, I don't know. I just chose his name because I know he appears in The Guardian. I don't really know much about him. Maths, isn't he?
Yeah.
Maths would be a vague specialist subject, wouldn't it, on Mastermind?
The last question then.
Yeah.
This links to Mastermind. If you hadn't have been a comedian and hadn't have been work shy, what would you have been? What were you educated in? What was your other interest vaguely?
I used to, before being a comedian, I used to do the minute-by-minute football reports on the Guardian website. And yes, so we'd be in the opposite seats.
We would have. Well,
would have.
I know. I don't think I'm ever going to be as funny as you, mate. So.
Well,
I actually, do you know what my
yourself
favourite
down.
clip of yours? I was watching the Argos skit you
Oh,
did on
thank
Apollo.
you.
I actually worked in Argos, and I
did
completely
you?
agree with you. We used to get the ticket out of the machine, just think, why can't they just put them on the shelf?
It's unbelievable. It's the only shop that works like that.
Yeah. Anyway, that.